Welcome to today's Nutrition at Noon. My name is Josefina and I am one of 10 nutritionists at Giant. Today's topic is Treat Yourself, Self-Care Strategies. And I am going to show you how little steps can be giant when it comes to self-care. As a reminder, today's webinar is completely anonymous. No one can see you, no one can hear you, and no one can read any of the questions that you might ask. At the bottom of the screen, there's a Q&A tab, so feel free to ask any questions throughout today's webinar. I will be answering those questions at the end. All right, so to start off, I invite you to join me for a breathing exercise. I know I can't see you, but please do indulge me in participating. I'm going to give you a minute to relax. So relax your shoulders, relax your arms and your hands. Now for this breathing exercise, we will be inhaling through our nose for a count of 4, and we're gonna hold our breath for a count of 7, and then we are going to slowly exhale through our mouth for a count of 8. I will be counting for you, okay? So now just relax and close your eyes. So breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, and inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And last exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you can open your eyes, and congratulations, you just practiced some self-care. So what is self-care? A lot of times people associate self-care with a day at the spa or a massage or a retreat. And although all of these things are amazing, trust me, I could totally use a pedicure right now, but self-care is much more than just that. Self-care is mindfully taking actions that are going to restore your overall well-being. And our overall well-being includes our mind, our body, and our soul, because each of these 3 parts are equally important and they all interact with each other. So really caring for your overall well-being. So who needs self-care? Does a college student need self-care, or any student, and employees and people working, families, essential workers? Really, everybody needs self-care, especially during these times when there is a lot of uncertainty and we're practicing social distancing. A lot of us are juggling our home responsibilities as well as our work responsibilities, and a lot of that has been brought to our house. We are doing a lot of things virtually, and as well as a lot of parents or caregivers are having to teach their children at home as well. So all of this really just kind of shows how we all really need self-care, especially in these times. But to start off, I am going to show how self-care is important in our mind, our body, and our soul. And I'm going to give you different foods and activities for each of those. So to start off, I started with mind foods. And our mind is the control center of our body. And omega-3 fatty acids have been shown to really improve and help our brains. So here I'm going to show some omega-3 rich foods and what the benefits are. So some of the benefits is that it helps in resisting aging and stress. Also, it helps to make our brain more elastic, and it's an anti-inflammatory for our brain, and it helps to improve our memory and our mood. And I know I love anything that could improve my memory and also my mood. So here are some foods. So on the top, the foods that are really common are going to be like walnuts. And the fun thing is that walnuts look a lot like our brain, as well as fatty fish like salmon. And then I also showed how flaxseed, hemp seeds have a lot of omega-3. And I actually love putting that over cereal. You can put it in your oatmeal. You can put it in your yogurt and smoothies. So it's great to kind of just add it to any food that you already enjoy to increase that omega-3 in it. And then I'm showing here, there's like Prana Organic has this chia balance, which has, actually I have it right here. It has dark chocolate and they add chia. So these are some products that are adding those omega-3 rich foods to give a normal food a little bit more nutrition. And then also antioxidants. So antioxidants are just amazing in so many ways, and they're helpful to our brain by fighting that oxidative stress and inflammation, which can cause some of the contributes to like the aging in our brain. So it helps to fight that aging, which is really, really important. And then, so those foods are going to be like oranges, broccoli, and blueberry. So those antioxidant rich foods. And then turmeric, which has its active ingredient is curcumin. So curcumin has benefits in helping with memory, increasing serotonin and dopamine. So serotonin and dopamine are those hormones that are those happy hormones. So it's going to help with our moods. And some studies have shown that it may help may help new brain cell growth, but there is more research needed in that area. So I would definitely be following up with that. And then here's some mind practices. So for mind practices, I have mindful eating. So I don't know if you've ever heard of mindful eating, raise your hand. And if you've ever tried mindful eating, raise your hand. So for me, mindful eating is one of my favorite practices. It involves being aware of how the food affects your body and your mind. So being aware of your hunger cues as well as your fullness cues. So really being present in the moment and really enjoying that eating experience. So how do we practice this? So one of the things is to limit distraction. So you want to tune out. So either stop reading, turn off your TV, and put your cell phone on silent. And sometimes it's more than just putting it on silent, because if it's on you, you can still feel it vibrate, or if it's on the table. So maybe put it in a different room. That would really help you to tune out. And then the other thing is to slow your pace. So slow down. One thing to set the stage or the tone is by starting with a deep breath. So just kind of a deep inhale and exhale kind of really helps to kind of slow you down. And you could also, say a prayer or a word of gratitude. Another practice for slowing your pace is to put your fork or your utensil down between your bites. This will also help you to kind of slow your pace and chew more. So it's recommended to chew at least 30 times to really do that digestion in your mouth. Okay, so the other one is savor the eating experience. So you want to savor with all your 5 senses. Take your time to really taste your food. How does it smell? How does it sound? Put it through all your taste buds and in your tongue. So like really taste it all to savor those flavors and those combinations. So what are the benefits of mindful eating? For one, it increases your enjoyment of the food. And by increasing your enjoyment, it also helps to increase your satisfaction. It improves your digestion and you're more in the present. So I'd like to show a picture here of a nephew that is truly enjoying and is really being very mindful with this ice cream. Children tend to eat very mindfully. If you watch them, they're really, really into their food, tasting it and chewing and really enjoying it. And, a lot of things could be going on around them, but when they're in that moment and they're eating, that's what their main focus is. So that's kind of what the practice is about. So I encourage you to try it. And then more mind practices. So these practices are gonna kind of put you in the zone to help you to disconnect. It's doing things that you enjoy, or also to sharpen your brain. So things like building or solving puzzles, affirmations, and gratitude practice. This has shown to increase the positivity, so increases your brain's positivity. And reading is also very helpful. Learning something new. So learning something new really helps to expand our brains. And it could be anything that you enjoy, whether it be learning a new language, it could be learning how to sew, learning how to build things, learning how to play an instrument. So anything that you would like, just learning something new. And another one is listening to music. So studies have shown that listening to different genres actually activates different parts of our brain. So that's something that's pretty cool. So now moving to body foods. So just like this plant and you see here, you need to nourish to flourish. So just like plants, our body needs a good amount of nutrients. And without these nutrients, our bodies are not going to really flourish. So we want to focus on those 5 food groups. So here we're going to talk about grains, right? So you choose whole grains. And why are whole grains so important? Because they have high amounts of fiber, and fiber is really great for feeling full. So it increases your satiety, so you feel full longer. It also helps to regulate your blood sugar and helps to control your cholesterol. And one of my favorites is that it helps with your bowel movements. And then the other one is protein. So you want to focus on those lean proteins or those plant-based proteins. And proteins are really important. They have a lot of functions in our body, but one of the big ones, it's a building block for our tissues, our muscles. So proteins are really, really important. And then you want to focus on fruits and vegetables. And when we talk about fruits and vegetables, we love to say variety, having a variety of colors. So kind of like taste the rainbow, because different colors have different vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. And lastly, dairy. So you want to try choosing the low fat options, because if you're choosing those low fat options, they're going to be lower in saturated fats and cholesterol. And they will have calcium, vitamin D, as well as some protein. So if you want more information about body foods that focus on your moods, I highly encourage you to check out one of my colleagues' webinars. It was mood boosting foods that she did in one of our Nutrition at Noon. So I highly encourage you to check that one out. It's really, really good. And then some body practices. So our bodies are meant to move. We gotta move our bodies. Seriously, that's what they were meant for. So including some kind of physical activity, some kind of movements, at least 30 minutes a day. Well, it doesn't have to be at least 30 minutes a day. I'll take that back. The goal is to have at least 150 minutes throughout the week. But really start wherever you are. If right now you don't regularly exercise or have a movement, then start at 5 minutes, start at 3 minutes, start wherever you are, but just kind of build on it. That is really helpful. So anything that it can be anything that requires you to move your body, whether that's, gardening or something like yoga, stretching, going for a walk. So anything like that really counts. And then sleep. Sleep is also very important. You want to have about 7 to 9 hours of sleep per day. As you can see, colleague Kristen here enjoys sleeping. And then health, absolutely. Make sure you're following up with your doctor's appointments. A lot of them are offering telehealth, so it's really, really important that you continue to follow up, especially in these times. And if you are taking any prescriptions, pick those prescriptions up on time, because it's really, really important that you stay on track with that. And you could definitely follow up with your health care providers, like your nutritionist at Giant, where we can help you accomplish those health and nutrition goals that you might have. And then we have those soul foods. So those soul foods are those foods that speak to our hearts, right? So for everybody, it could be different. So for some people, let's say it could be something salty, like chips and pretzels. For some other people, it could be something sweet, like ice cream or brownies. It could be something nostalgic, maybe like your grandma's pasta, or for me, it would be my mom's like enchiladas or picadillo. It could also be something warm and cozy, like a cup of soup or tea. So really, this is very individual. It could be anything that really speaks to you. So part of mindful eating is to allow yourself to enjoy it, savor it, be present, fully present, and appreciate every mouthful. Be aware of how and why you are eating this, and kind of that will increase your satisfaction and increase the taste and the savoriness of the food. And then here we have some soul practices. So these are going to be practices that are going to help you to kind of relax and feel rejuvenated. So whether that be walking in nature, maybe meditating, laughter. Laughter has many, many benefits, and something that might fuel your passion. So if you love to paint or to play music or sing or dance, so those kind of things that really speak to you. Aromatherapy has also been found to have a lot of healing and relaxing properties, just like journaling. And another one that's important, especially during this time, is reducing screen time. So a lot of us might be getting a lot more screen time if you're working from home. Children are doing virtual classes, so everything's kind of become virtual. So finding a way to reduce your screen time where you can will also be helpful. And for some people, it just might be having some alone time, whether that be something simple like taking a bath or going for a drive or a walk. So those kind of things are important. So just finding what works for you, whether that be something small that you can do daily. And while I was creating this, I thought how cool it would be to have kind of like a toolbox of things that would be helpful, that you can have at home, that would be kind of like your self-care toolbox. So I encourage you to take a picture or a screen grab of this slide and the next one. And so here I have 3 different ideas for mind, body, and soul. So I tried to pick like shelf-stable foods that you can put in your box. So these are some ideas. I have walnuts, so some kind of nut, a cracker that's like a chia cracker, flaxseed cracker, and raisins. And for body, I tried to choose things that we're going to give you a little bit more of that protein. And so here we have like tuna creations, or let's see, oh, here it is. This one is chicken of the sea infusion. So this one already has the lemon and thyme. So it's pretty much just open. It already has a fork, and just use it or eat it. And then the other one that I wanted to show was this one. I actually tried this by chance. It was actually going to be in a care kit that I was sending to my nephew who's in the Navy. But I, was in a rush, in a pinch, and I needed a meal, so I grabbed this one, and it was super delicious. And then the other one is one of my favorites, the spinach miso crunch. So this is definitely something that you'll have to keep in your fridge, but it's always good to have like one of these salad kits because it has all of the ingredients inside, and it even comes with the dressing. So you don't have to, add anything else. It's already there for you. And for soul, I included some things like chocolates for those people who love chocolate, or somebody who wants something salty, or a tea. And then for the next one is the action. So the toolbox for actions. So for mine, if you're into puzzles and crossroads or Sudoku, I added that, a book. So like whether it is you want to read a book, or journaling. So that's something that I added. For body, it was kind of hard to find something like tangible that, required movement. So what I did was put some ideas of things you could write either in an index card or a piece of paper and stick it in your box. So, you could do silly dance moves or jog in place for 3 minutes or stretch for 5 minutes. So if you grab one of those papers and whatever it says, that could be something that you do as a body action or movement. And in the bottom, I put things for soul. So I love aromatherapy, and there's just so many different kinds of aromatherapy and scents. So there's things that will help you sleep, like maybe lavender. And then here, this one's rosemary. So this was an activating one. So this is a good one if you want to in the middle of the day, you feel like you need a boost of energy. Peppermint's also great for that. So all of them have different properties. You might want to check out which one you like its scent and which one would work best for what you're looking for. And then I put a picture of me there. So I love nature, and I saw somebody who's like hugging trees, and I thought, this is such a great idea. I really haven't hugged anybody in a while because all my family and friends were up in sheltering in place. So that was just kind of something that I felt was needed for my soul. And then the last one there is someone who is blowing bubbles. So bubbles actually are great for not just your soul. They make people laugh. Kids love them, but you're also doing deep breathing when you blow bubbles. So I encourage adults to try blowing bubbles with children as well, because it's a lot of fun, and studies have shown that it is actually good for your soul and your health. All right, so here I just wanted to show that it's all individual. So like I said, maybe somebody loves to cook or bake. So these are things that you can do that you find to be calming and peaceful, or paint. And there's a picture of the toolbox that I created. So it has, kind of a variety of things. And then either some people, they love to build things, or they're doing a lot of the home improvements right now, or playing, with your kids or loved ones, finding fun and silly things that kind of bring joy to you. So like I said, this is individual, and everybody can practice self-care in their own way. So I'm asking you to ask yourself, what small steps can you take to best take care of yourself? So what small steps can you take to best take care of yourself? Remember, it's the little things. When it comes to self-care, little steps can be giants. And also, I just want to share with you that we are in week 3 of our Healthy at Home Giant Food Challenge. So this week, we have challenged everybody to add whole grains on a daily basis and to try an online fitness class. So include a whole grain at your meals and snacks, and find a new fitness class online, or host one if you want to do something where you're hosting a fitness class for your family or friends. So you want to make sure that you are tagging Giant Food, and that you are putting the hashtag Giant Food Challenge and Healthy at Home. And here you can see how some of our friends and colleagues and partners have been increasing their whole grain intake. Look at all these great, delicious plates and awesome smoothies. So yeah, this is amazing. So make sure to join us for the challenge, and we will definitely post your pictures if you tag us. All right, so I wanted to share all of our online resources. So remember, we have a huge variety of classes. We also do consultations, and we have a great blog. And we also have an awesome podcast. It's Nutrition Made Easy. And if you really liked this subject, we have a podcast on mindful eating and self-care. We also have classes on mindful eating, which I absolutely love, so I highly encourage you to join it. And I also wanted to say that we are offering Spanish classes, so if you know anybody that might benefit from that, refer them over to us. And you can find all of this information on giantfood.com/nutrition. All right, so let's get to the questions here. Okay, so one question that I have is, what is the best exercise to do? So honestly, the best exercise you can do is really whatever you enjoy. You want to make sure that you're doing something that's fun for you and that you really enjoy, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to want to be doing it. So it has to be something that's enjoyable. There shouldn't be, it shouldn't be something that feels like, God, I can't think of the word, but shouldn't be something negative. It should definitely be something positive, something that you enjoy. So whether that be going for a walk, a run, a bike ride, whether that be playing a sport, playing basketball or baseball, whatever it might be that you enjoy, that is what you should be doing. Okay, other question I have here is, can you tell us the name of the podcast again? So the podcast is Nutrition Made Easy. So that's the name of our podcast, Nutrition Made Easy. All right, so that's all the questions we have today. If there are any questions that you didn't ask or think of later, you can reach us at nutrition@giantfood.com. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope to see you back next week, and have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.